There we go. Now it says we're live. Okay. Let me make sure that we're in the right live. Because that took a... Seems like a roundabout way. Let me make sure that we're in the right live. Should be... Where is our live? Okay, hang on a minute. Oh, here it is. It should be this one. It should be this like one. A roundabout way. Oh, good. Make sure that we're in the... I'm in the right live. Great. Hi, little lady. Thank you for becoming a deputy rambler. Christy Love. Hi. Hi, Liz Giro. Oops. My thing went up. Everybody make sure you're in live chat. Christine Ferrari. I better I just go like this because thank you for being, hang on a second. A deputy rambler for 3 months, Christine. Okay, let me get to, we can just do it this way. So Christine, Deborah Vancouver, and hey, GB, good to see you. Hi, Debbie L. Haven't seen you in a while, GB. Hope everything is well. Jeannie's talking about life. Chris Ree, Linda, Liz Tops, MM77. Oh my gosh, Nanette, good to see you. I was in your neck of the woods on Saturday. Saturday? Yeah, we had a party. And I was actually walking around. I don't know where exactly we were. But up there. And I said, wouldn't that be funny if, I told people on Zoom, if Nanette lives in one of these houses. And she comes out. Hi, Lisa Hobbs. Okay, so today I had a busy day. I was out and about. Before I went out and about, I started to look over some of what was in headlines and things. And there's a case out of Pennsylvania that I decided to cover. So I did a lot of research on it. And it's about, she's 35 now. And her name is Mandie. She was charged yesterday, Tuesday, with aiding her estranged boyfriend and father of her daughter to take his own life, which he did in June of 2021. And in June of 2020 is when she started her harassment, and it was relentless harassment, telling him his life had no purpose. And I'm going to paraphrase that. His daughter, their daughter, would be better off if he was gone. She sent him graphic videos. So I put together a little slideshow. First, I'm going to go through, and then we're going to talk. But it just hits on all the points. Let me see. Okay, let me just get my slideshow up. Let's see. Slideshow. There we go. So this is Kevin Metzger. Took his own life in June of 2021. 20-year Army veteran. After he was honorably discharged from the Army, he went into the Army Reserves. He had a daughter with the suspect. So Mandie Reusch is the mother of Kevin Metzger's daughter. Starting in June of 2020, she harassed him via texts and WhatsApp messages, among other things, telling him to take his life. Oops, there go my vitamins. Oh boy. Okay. That's okay. I'll get them. Before taking his life, Kevin posted a letter on Facebook. Now, this letter explained about this relentless harassment. Okay, but the investigators have not released that letter. He also passed along all the messages from his estranged girlfriend and the mother of his daughter to a friend and told that friend, please expose this. 2 years later now, Mandie has been charged with aiding suicide, felony, which is a felony, and harassment, which is a misdemeanor. So then we have The harassing messages were relentless over that year. Mandie told Kevin that she was with another man, said he would not see his daughter. When he gave her $200, she said it wasn't enough. Said the daughter is calling her new guy dad, sent a graphic video of her and her new boyfriend. It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, the district attorney, Nicole Ziccarelli, said, and I quote, Mr. Metzger may still be here today if those messages did not influence and encourage him to take his own life. The level of bullying, harassment, and threats rose to a criminal level in this particular case, and we will prosecute it to the fullest extent of the law, end quote. Now, as I was researching this case, I came across this post. It is a public post, so I am not compromising anyone's privacy. This is by Crystal, someone that knew Kevin, and she said on June 19th of 2021, I didn't want to post this because it makes it real. Lost a brother, a true friend to me with the biggest heart. I wish he knew how much he meant to us. I wish he would have called me or anyone. I know he is at peace now. Pray for his daughter, please. And then she tagged him. Now, his obituary is here, also public. Kevin J. Metzger, 37, of Greensburg, died Friday, June 18, 2021. He was born August 30th, 1983, in Monroeville, a son of David L. Metzger of Florida, formerly of Allegheny County, and Nancy A. Kissisonak Metzger of Greenberg. He was a member of the Army for almost 20 years, having served in South Korea, working in Patriot missile defense. After being honorably discharged from the Army, he then re-enlisted in the Army Reserves, where he worked in the water purification unit. He had a passion for music and loved the local music scene. He organized bringing back metal music events to the Greensburg area. He was a bartender and a patron to the local bar scene communities. He was good at troubleshooting and servicing hot tubs and pools. Kevin was also an outdoor enthusiast. He would invite, lead, and document his climbing, rappelling, snowboarding, biking, kayaking, and hiking adventures. He enjoyed playing with gadgets and utilizing and providing gear in his outdoor activities. He enjoyed a good time, but was always there for his friends in tough times. He was a selfless and dedicated friend. Above all, though, he passionately cared for his daughter, Salem. He was a devoted father, and she was an extreme light in his life. In addition to his father and mother, Kevin is survived by his daughter, Salem Metzger of Irwin, his brother, Jason Metzger of Greensburg, aunts, Sharon DeSaco and Ann Crawford, cousins, Dawn DeSaco, Michael DeSaco, and wife Carly, Andrew DeSaco, Kimberly Crawford Jordan, and Lyman Crawford IV, extended family, loving friends, and his Army brothers and sisters. He was predeceased in death by the rescued dogs in his life, Rusty, Zoe, and Jack. Friends will be received from 2 to 4 and 6 to 8 Friday at the Leo Baca Funeral Home. Okay, the rest is just arrangements. Okay, memorial contributions may be made to Kevin's mother, Nancy. Now, let's go to the next one. This was a press release from the Westmoreland County District Attorney's Office, and it says, Westmoreland County District Attorney Nicole Ziccarelli, in cooperation with the Pennsylvania State Police, announced criminal charges filed against Mandie Reusch, 35, of Greensburg. State Trooper Philip Dern, hold on, I've got my glasses on. I'm so sorry. Philip Dern and the District Attorney's Office have been working on this investigation for the last 2 years, culminating in the arrest of Reusch, who is charged with aiding suicide, a felony, and harassment, a misdemeanor. Reusch was the estranged girlfriend of 37-year-old Kevin Metzger, who died on June 18, 2021 by suicide. Investigators discovered a letter, which believed to have been written by Mr. Metzger inside his apartment following his suicide, in addition to messages posted to his public Facebook page detailing a trail of torment and solicitation. So he detailed everything she was doing to him. The messages sent to Mr. Metzger were heinous and graphic. District Attorney Ziccarelli said Mr. Metzger may still be here today if those messages did not influence and encourage him to take his own life. These messages from Mr. Metzger's estranged girlfriend were continuous and unrelenting for months until it finally stopped when the victim took his own life. We extend our condolences to the Metzger family for the loss and the grief they have experienced since his death. We will not allow or tolerate this kind of egregious behavior. The level of bullying, harassment, and threats rose to a criminal level in this particular case, and we will prosecute it to the fullest extent of the law. Suicide is never the solution. There is help available. You can call 988 or the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-273-8255, or you can text talk to 741-741, said the District Attorney Ziccarelli. Reusch was arraigned Tuesday morning and has a preliminary hearing scheduled for June 27th, 2023. Okay, disclaimer: to the extent that pending criminal matters are discussed, all such charges are merely accusations, and all defendants are presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. If convicted, Mandie could face up to 5 years in prison. Mandie Reusch's attorney, Phil DeLucente, says the charges are unfair, and I quote, "There were harmful things said to one another. It was not just a one-way street, which is very common in a relationship of this type of situation. And really, there's no blame to put on anyone." And I watched him speaking to a media reporter, and he said something like, what's going on? They're using this statute that has not even been on the books very long, and what's this going to come to now? And I'm paraphrasing, okay, because this is just from what I remember about what he said. There's emotions run high in these types of situations. Are we going to start arresting everyone? What about messages? What about the regular conversations? Things like that nature, he was saying. I'm paraphrasing again. So what do you think? Let's talk. That's okay. Let me get this off, and then I'm going to see what you guys think about this. Because you might think oh gosh, this is crazy. What are we coming to? Or you might think, oh my gosh, what is going on? So, hi Flower Girl Phillips. Hi Snow Remover. So what do you think? What did you start at 4 a.m.? I'm trying to see. Oh, I'm just. Oh, you started the day at 4 a.m. I gotcha. Snow says, I think she should face the consequences. They're likening it to Michelle, the one that with Conrad up in New England. And then others are saying, no, you can't liken it to that case. It's just, her attorney is saying, it's just not what it's appearing to be, again, paraphrasing from what I heard on the thing. But it was apparently absolutely relentless, according to the investigators, something they have never seen, the investigators said. That it was just relentless abuse. And she was charged with harassment. Listen, before he died, she was charged with harassment. That's been dropped since he died. But she was charged with harassment while he was alive. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Sinrisa. I think there should be accountability for these stalkers, terrorizing type of bullying, at least some jail time. Yeah, and I mean, it's opening up a lot of what's going on, because this bullying, this harassing, right, on this platform alone, it goes on like crazy. And people are starting to be held accountable for that, and will continue to be held accountable for that, because the hate that they incite can be dangerous and it can be deadly. If it was a woman, people would understand easier, unfortunately. Yeah, I can see what you're saying, Sinrisa. I can see that. Hi, Amanda, love. How are you? So, you know, some might say that, okay, well, great. If this is a couple that essentially is getting a divorce, I know they weren't married, but essentially getting a divorce, that situations where couples are divorcing can be really, really heated, emotions running high. You know, maybe one person could say, you know, whatever, I wish you'd, you know, I think probably we've all known somebody in our life that's gone through a really nasty split. And nasty things could be said back and forth, right? But I think they're trying, and without showing us everything that she did, saying that this went so far beyond that. This wasn't just, you know, a voice message. This wasn't just a text or something. This was relentless for a year. Relentless. She was sending graphic videos of her having relations with another guy. She was saying that the daughter was calling him daddy. She was saying that you're not going to see her on Father's Day, and she's calling this other guy daddy. You should just kill yourself. She'd be better off. You're horrible. You know, you're nothing to her. Like all this kind of stuff, just over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure more and more will come out. Yeah. But that was just one case. Another case that I'm looking into is that what we talked about last night, the Colleen Ballinger. I started doing some research on that. That is very strange. There's a young boy, well, he's 18, I believe now, but at the time he was 13, and she sent some underwear to him. Now, apparently, according to what I've researched, is that she said she was sending out some new clothing to her fans, and he just ended up getting a pair of her underwear. Yeah, it's very bizarre. And it was 13. I don't know. That's going wild, but I have to do more research on that case. I may discuss it, or may even try to do some research here live after the sale. We do have a sale coming up at 10:30, and we'll see what happens then. After that, what we discuss. You say he was 17? Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with the one that her brother was. Her brother was talking to a... Oh, he contacted the police today? There's another one that needs attention in Idaho. Oh, okay. Well, let me know. Okay. Wait, maybe I'm getting it confused with the brother was with the 13-year-old, right? I thought he was 13. He was 17? I don't know. I could swear he was 13. Really, Kevin? Let me just see. Not that I don't believe you. I just have to see it for myself. I'm from Missouri, even though I'm not. You know, my obsessed people will be like, no, she says she's from Missouri. Because they apparently don't get anything. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Okay, so she does, I want you to let you know that she does have a video that she did make back in 2020, which was called Addressing Everything, where she is supposedly talking about this underwear, just so you know. "17-year-old, okay. All right, you're right, Kevin. Write it down. I said you're right. Okay, and in that video she tells the story that 17-year-old Adam McIntyre had shared in his own video earlier. No, I'm right, Kevin. I knew it. I am 100% knew it. Sorry, I have to take that back. You're not right. I'm right. The articles that I'm seeing say that he was 13 when she mailed him the lingerie, the underwear. And the two continued to remain friends over the years. McIntyre claimed that he helped write Miranda Singh's content, and he even took over her Twitter. She gave him the password, allegedly. He was 13. I knew it. Sorry, Kevin. I can send you a link to this. Sorry. You were almost right. Let me see if I can find where we are. Where are we? Where's our live? I honestly don't know where our live is. There it is. I don't know why I got over there. Now you're wrong. You were right for a little bit. Now you're wrong. You were so close. 13. Yes, he was 13 years old. I'm going to do a lot more research on it, and but I am definitely going to try and see what the heck is going on over there. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly B. How are you? But, and Snow Remover, you say there's another case you're sending me. Good. Just so you know, after this, we have a live sale coming up after this. And then we have, we'll have some kind of something after that. It'll probably be, maybe I'll start going into the Colleen Ballinger stuff. Maybe it'll be some true crime headlines, and then we'll dive a little deeply, start the deep dive into the Colleen stuff. The other thing that I wanted to cover, what was it that I wanted to go over? I don't remember. And maybe I'll take a look at whatever Snow is sending me. because, ouch, we will. And then Thursday night is our rant night. And I can't tell you what everyone is ranting about, but I can tell you what I will speak on. And I will speak on the absolute obsession with people about my life, my everything that I do. Everything that I do. They are obsessed. And they're obsessed to the point that the only thing they want to do is to bring me down. And to equate my name with all kinds of horrible things. Horrible things. So I will be talking about that because make it make sense. You hate me and I'm irrelevant, but you can't stop watching. You can't stop talking. I mean, your entire life, everything you do, you wake up thinking of me and you go to bed thinking of me. You can't stop. Your obsession is real. And it shows me everything that you're saying is a projection of how you feel about your life. So, I really do pity you, all of you. All right, but I will talk about that tomorrow. You email me the link. Let me take a look. I don't know what that's going to open, though. Can you just send me the name? Because I don't... Okay. Hold on a minute. Now something's coming up. Young Father Hop. Oh. Ex-wife poisoned his mom and sisters. Okay, let me see. Ex-wife poisoned wife and sisters. What is with all this poison everybody's using? What is it with that? Okay, so let's see what's going on here. We've got lung infections, lesions, constant migraines, loss of hair, skin, fingernails, and toenails. Jared Goody was told these were related to COVID. But after months of suffering, Jared learned he was being poisoned by his ex-wife, Courtney Goody. She was not a goody two-shoes, I guess. I quote him saying, "I was in complete denial. I thought, no, there's no way she could do this to me. I had just gone through so much with her and seen what I thought was so much care and love for her husband and the father of her children, but I was so wrong." Over 3 years, Jared says that he and his family have been fighting with the legal system to get something done. Courtney has been criminally charged, but the prosecutor's office has sealed the case and the details are hidden from the public. Jared provided dozens of pages of sealed court documents, recordings, and texts to the East Idaho News and sat down with them for an in-depth interview with his family. They made multiple attempts to get a statement from Courtney, but her attorney declined, citing current legal proceedings. But this is what Jared told them what happened in his words. Said that his illness started in June of 2020. Oh my gosh, that's the same time that this harassment started for this guy. When he got those symptoms, his mother and 2 sisters say they also got symptoms the following month. Jared said everything seemed fine in his marriage. Courtney was even providing for him, took him to his doctor's appointments. But no matter how many physicians they saw, no one could determine what was making him sick. His sister Amber was dealing with the same symptoms herself, and it was very frustrating. He said, something's going on, what's happening? Oh, that's his sister. Then they slowly started to put the pieces together, and they got a crazy idea. What if Courtney is making us sick? And Jared said, who wants that to be their reality when thinking about the possibility that his wife was poisoning them? He said, she's the mother of my kids. And he had a lot of love for her and didn't want to believe it. They got married 10 years earlier in 2010. They had 2 children. They divorced in 2018, but they remarried again in 2019 and then had a 3rd child. December of 2020, after 6 months of Jared being really sick, his parents, Byron and Shelley Goody, went to a private lab and wanted to test Jared for poisons. A Colorado-based forensics lab called the Carlson Company is the one that did it, and the results showed that Jared's body contained potentially fatal levels of selenium. I think we heard somebody else was having selenium. Okay, so they had a high value. He was told the level of concentration was far beyond a fatal number. In fact, the family doctor learned the results, said he was shocked that Jared was even alive. Results showed higher than normal levels of rubidium, uranium, aluminum, manganese, and thallium, chemical found in rat poison. Sounds so familiar. The Goody family took that information to the Chubbuck police. The Goody said they were told they needed more evidence to pursue criminal charges, so they started to record conversations with Courtney. And even those recordings were given to the East Idaho News. Courtney never admitted to giving poisoning to her husband. The Goodies provided a professionally transcribed print version of a recorded conversation between Brian and Courtney. According to the transcript, Courtney said she had easy access to a cattle vaccine containing selenium and thallium. She discussed her understanding of the chemicals and how much to give a small cow versus a large cow. So they've got those recordings. Let's see, court documents. According to a probable cause affidavit, Courtney told detectives during an interview at the time of her arrest that she was adding liquid poison to Jared's food and drinks. She said she got the idea from a now deceased family member and took the poison from a stash of cattle vaccine at her parents' house. She said it wasn't her intention to kill Jared, but to keep him sick so he would not leave her. While in custody at the Bannock County Jail, she made numerous phone calls, more than 10 hours of conversations. During one of them, Jared and Courtney told each other they both still loved each other. Jared responded by asking Courtney why she was poisoning him if she loved him. "I don't know if I did, Jared," she responded. "I think I did, but I don't know." Let's see. Where's the couple? Police executed search warrants at Courtney and Jared's home, as well as in Courtney's parents' home, and they seized 2 bottles of cattle vaccines containing selenium. Felony charges were dismissed. New misdemeanor charges were filed. Courtney posted $50,000 bond, was released into the custody of court services. Jared's mom and 2 of Jared's sisters have also tested positive for some of the same poisons in Jared's tests, though they aren't listed as victims in court documents. Let's see. As treatment for the selenium and thallium poisoning, Jared said he took Prussian blue, a CDC-controlled drug that is extremely hard to obtain. It traps thallium in the intestines, preventing it from being absorbed into the body. Jared has also been forced to undergo weekly blood treatments to remove heavy metals from his blood and effective selenium. His insurance doesn't cover the medication, and treatments have cost him thousands of dollars. He's still experiencing some of the symptoms of selenium poisoning, and he's unsure if he will ever be completely healed. They are now officially divorced, but they're involved in a pending custody dispute and civil lawsuit. Jared has temporary full custody of the 3 children, while permanent custody is sorted through the legal system. Criminal charges. Courtney is scheduled to appear in court for a change of plea and sentencing hearing on June 21st. That's any day now. Shelley said she and her family loved Courtney and wish none of this would have happened. Byron says the charge doesn't fit the crime. I look at this and I think that 3 of my children, 3 of my poor children, someone tried to take their lives, Brian said, and yet they had it as Byron. I don't know, they have it as Byron in here, East Idaho, and they keep going back to Brian. And yet, if I walk up and spit in someone's face, that's the charge that they're giving her, and it doesn't fit. The family's main concern is Jared's children. Jared said, the only thing that I care about is the safety of my 3 kids. Those kids mean the world to me. They're the reason I'm alive. They're the only reason I'm alive. Although Courtney has been charged with a crime, it does not necessarily mean she committed it. Everyone's presumed innocent, of course, until they're proven guilty. Okay. So yeah, I guess we can keep following that and see what's going on with that. Okay, let me find where you guys are. All right, you're over here. Where are we? I want to put something over here for a second. Well, you know, we are a little bit early. Maybe I'll take a look at some of the true crime headlines that are going on beyond these stories. Okay. Let me go see, since we are a little bit early. Okay. Oh, we have some more about the Moscow Mule Mom. So let's take a look at that. She is, of course, the mother in Utah who is being charged with killing her husband with a fentanyl-laced Moscow Mule drink that she said was given to him in celebration of a closing in her real estate business, but that doesn't seem to be the real truth. So now we have some more going on here. Okay, let's see. She emailed investigators before her arrest to clarify questions about vacations that she took after her husband's death. his alleged affair, and other questions detectives had as they drew near arresting her. Corey Richens sent an email to Summit County authorities on April 19th, and it addressed their request about any exotic vacations that she took after her husband Eric's death. She went with her children to a soccer tournament in Spain in October of 2022. She clarified that. And she said she took the kids and her mother to Mexico in August of that same year. Richens, 33, was arrested on May 8th, nearly a year after her husband's death, charged with his murder. She was appearing in court on Monday. She was denied bond. Prosecutors say that she is too much of a risk. Okay, there is an email. Let me grab the email because let me grab the email. And we'll read the email. Okay. Come on. From Corey Richens, Wednesday, April 19th, 2023 at 3:32 p.m. to Chad Hoffmeyer, Frank Root, with a CC to Jeff O'Driscoll. Subject, clarification. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me get this off here. Something playing. Hey there. That's interesting. I thought, now remember that she wrote a book, but she's not a writer. Remember that? And it's kind of evident here. Hey there. I thought I would clarify some other items on your list that you spoke to blank about. This almost sounds like, who was the one that was doing this? Letitia. The beginning of February last year, she had a notebook, remember all the things that she was responding to? The beginning of February last year, my kids had a soccer tournament in Mesquite. The day before we left, February 2nd, 2022, I tested positive for COVID. I have attached the picture of my test on my kitchen counter from when I first found out, photo 1. I had sent it to my mom and blank to let them know because I was just around both of them. Eric was the coach of the soccer team, and I'm the annoying mom on the sideline that never stops yelling. We don't miss games or tournaments. We're a huge soccer family. When we found out I had COVID, I didn't want to miss the soccer tournament, nor did I want to get my kids sick, so I stayed at Casablanca. I didn't want to risk getting my boys ill during the tournament and them not playing well. I brought a box of at-home tests with me to test every day so I could either join the boys staying at my father-in-law's or at least be with them during the game. Casablanca is about 5 minutes from the soccer field. Actually, here is a picture of the room number I stayed in. I had taken a picture for my mom and Eric. I was still positive every day, pictures attached. I would take pictures of my test to Eric to say, still positive. You can check Eric's phone for this. I stood on the sidelines wearing a mask and not interacting with anyone. Happy to get other soccer parents to attest to this. Eric had gotten COVID after we got home from Mesquite. You asked blank about any exotic vacations I have taken since Eric's passing. I went on 2 trips last year. One, my kids tried out at a soccer camp in Salt Lake City to qualify to play in Spain in June, and both my kids made it. So yes, I took them to Spain in October of 2022. I've attached their invitation letters. Also, Eric and I went to Mexico every year, sometimes twice. We traveled a lot. We have taken the boys to Mexico a few times. We like to go in January. However, January of 2022, we could not go because Eric had his hunting trip to Mexico trip of 2 weeks planned, and it was too much that month. This is not new for us to go to Mexico or for us to go out of the country or on a vacation with our kids. I took my kids and my mom came with us in August of 2022 to Mexico. As I hope you understand, the months prior to this, since Eric's death, have been hard to deal with. No, I have never been to Key West or the Keys in Florida. However, my nanny went with her family in June 2022, so maybe you have something mixed up. Mixed up, yeah, right? Eric's affair was the same year I moved out. The trust was created as well as him looking into a divorce. I never actually moved out. I moved my clothes out one weekend to make Eric understand I'm not kidding about leaving him if he doesn't end things with blank. I did this on a Thursday or Friday while he was out of town. I was home Monday. I never stayed another night at that other house. Eric and I figured things out like most couples do. Really? Blank was her name. He changed her name in his phone so I wouldn't know about it. And honestly, we worked things out. And after that, I never went through his phone again to see if he changed it back. But you have his phone and can check. Eric and I went to blank counseling in Camas. We only went about 4 times. Hang on, let me get the next page. Let me get the next page. We just... Oh, what's going on here? Hang on. Puppies are playing. Okay, let's see here. Might just have to read it from here because... Oh, here we go. Let me go. Why won't this open for me? Why won't this open for me? Okay, I'm just gonna read it from this side. Okay, we only went about 4 times. That was to counseling. Maybe it wasn't for us. Blank and blank are the same person, as I'm assuming you already know that. Hold on a minute. Sorry. Okay. Blank and blank are the same person, as I'm assuming you know that. Ha ha. I'm always assuming. Blank. Told Woody her husband got a call from him and gave all this information, LOL. Yet he didn't ever go in to talk to detectives. Ironic how these things work. Mental health? Yes. I got postpartum after my second child in 2014. Yes, I took medication for it. No, Eric and I did not have financial problems ever. Yes, Eric made more money than me. Do you make more money than your wives? Wow, this is really bizarre. Have I ever been financially reliant on Eric in the last 5 years? Absolutely not. Eric did not want me working because 1, his first wife cheated on him with a guy at work. 2, I didn't know he was married before, and then it's redacted. 3, Eric wanted us to live the typical conservative life where the man takes care of his family and the wife is a homemaker, wife, mom, and that's it. That is not my personality and not the way I was raised. I am very independent. Even when I stayed home with my kids the first few years, I was in grad school for years because I wanted to be more and do more than be a homemaker. And I did. Well, this is the one. Didn't he meet her out? She was like really different from him, right? And I think everything melds together. And when I did and started my business, it took some adjusting, but Eric and I were fine with it. We hired my nanny and everything worked out. Her nanny. My nanny, blank, moved out because she was engaged, and she and her fiance were moving in together. That was always supposed to be temporary. She worked full-time for Eric and I for years prior to his death. If anyone can tell you about our marriage, it's her. She lived it with us. Feel free to call her. Blank has already submitted her phone records to you to prove that your toll is incorrect. Blank will also be submitting hers over to you guys today or tomorrow. I am working on getting mine. However, Eric's business partner is not being cooperative. But you can call Blank and ask for them, and he would probably give them to you. I know what time I went to bed that night. There is no hole in my story. Maybe she meant hole instead of toll. Hopefully, by obtaining 4 phone record documentation, you guys can see this too. Happy to clarify or provide anything else you may need. I just want this over. I just want our lives back and to move on and grieve and mourn my husband without looking over my shoulder constantly for you guys or the idiotic private investigator or the Richens family. Whatever I can do to help close this out, just ask. I'll give you or tell you whatever you want to know. Please check with the lab on those gummies. P.S. Chad, I hear you also know our good friends, redacted. Their son and my son play on the same soccer team. When Eric passed, blank took over coaching. You guys could even chat with them if you feel necessary. Corey Richens. And then they got an email back from Chad Hoffmeyer that said, thanks for the clarification, Corey. I don't know that it matters either, but I appreciate the communication. And then this, let me see here. Okay, there's another email. April 17th to Chad Hoffmeyer. And it says, hey, after you guys left Friday, I was trying to make sure dates were as accurate as possible, but I always feel like something was last year, and it was actually several years ago, and she puts a laughing emoji. Actually, you asked me when my doctor had prescribed quetiapine. I believe I told you a few years before Eric passed. However, I emailed my doctor today to get a specific date, and this was her response. I don't even know if this matters for anything, but it was bothering me. Also, Eric's company was started in 2010, not 2012. I think I might have said 2012. That's when we got married again. That's when we got married, LOL. Again, none of this probably matters, but it was bothering me. And then it goes back to email to Corey about the doctor. Oh, that's what she put in here. Hi, I looked back in your chart, and the first medication was on 8/21/18. Hold on, I'm going to make this a little smaller because I can't see what that is. And then that's it. Okay, that's interesting, huh? Let's see what we got there. The court will meet again on June 22nd for a scheduling conference. All right, I think that's all we're going to have time for. We'll have to go over anything else after the auction, and then maybe we'll start with the Colleen Ballinger stuff. And let me see. Where did I put you? Where did I put you? Where did I put you? Okay, I'm gonna open. I have to go into the next live. So let me. Sorry, it sounds like I'm clog dancing. It's my mouse. Oh my goodness. Where did you go? Can't find my live. All right, let me find my live. Oh my goodness.
Are you looking to change your mood? Well, these are full spectrum infused gummies.
Quiet. Be quiet. Okay, so hang on. I'm just going to edit to do a redirect. Senrisa, I know my clogs. It's crazy. It's this stupid mouse. Let me do a redirect. It'll bring you to the sale. Okay, and now I'm going to try to go into my YouTube studio to end this live. But thank you for watching. If you want to come to the sale, it'll redirect you there. You're welcome to come on to the sale. We hope you will. After that, we're going to have another true crime live. So, hope that you will stick around with us. Let me see here. Waiting for this to go to my content. YouTube studio. Okay. We have a short that's got all these fireworks going off. It's saying it's doing very well. It was about this video. So thanks for watching, everyone that watched. Appreciate that. Okay. Like to see fireworks. All right, let me go in here. Going to end this. All right, MM77. So, well, please come over.